The alarm screamed through the quiet halls of the luminous Harbinger. Captain Velrus felt his three hearts skip in panic. In 20 years of commanding research vessels, he had never heard that sound. It meant someone, somewhere in the galaxy, was dying. His long, slender fingers moved across the control panel. The message came through broken and desperate. Static filled most of it, but the words that came through were clear enough. Under attack. Sanctuary Prime. 3,000 civilians. Please help. Velrus felt his skin turn pale blue. Sanctuary Prime was a colony world, home to families from 12 different species. He knew some of them. He had visited that world once. Children played in gardens there. The air smelled like flowers. How long until we can reach them? He asked his navigator. 3 days at normal speed. Captain? 3 days. The message said they had maybe 2 days before their shields failed completely. After that, the raiders would break through. Velrus looked around his bridge. His crew was good at research. They studied stars and planets. They were not soldiers. The ship had some weapons, but not many. It was built for science, not war. Call the humans to the bridge, he said quietly. Lieutenant Hana arrived first. She was tall for her species, with dark hair tied back tight. She wore the blue uniform of an engineer. Behind her came Dr. Tay, older and calmer, his glasses reflecting the lights of the bridge. Both humans looked at the message still playing on the main screen. Krethax Raiders, Tay said, pushing his glasses up his nose. I have read about them. They are very dangerous. Velrus nodded. His people, the Kulani, came from a world with light gravity. Everything felt heavy to them in normal space. Fighting was not in their nature. They talked through problems. They found peaceful ways. But the Krethax did not talk. They took what they wanted. We are too far away, Velrus said. His voice shook a little. Even if we leave now, we cannot reach them in time. Hana stepped forward. She moved differently than the other crew members. Where they walked carefully, she moved with confidence, like she knew her body would do exactly what she wanted. What if we push the engines? She asked. The Kulani navigator made a sound of shock. That would be suicide. The stress on the hull alone. For your ships, maybe, Hana said. Her voice was gentle but firm. But human engineers build everything stronger. We have to. Our homeworld does not forgive weak construction. Velrus had heard stories about Earth. The other species called it a Class 9 death world. The number 9 was the highest level. It meant the planet was so dangerous that intelligent life should not have survived there at all. But humans did survive. They did more than survive. They thrived. Explain, Velrus said. Hana pulled up a display. Earth has 3 times the gravity of your home world, Captain. Our atmosphere is full of oxygen, which is toxic to most species in high amounts. We have storms that can destroy cities, earthquakes that split the ground open, animals that can kill with poison or teeth or just strength. Our own star sends radiation that causes cancer. Tay nodded. Everything on Earth tries to kill you, he said calmly, like he was talking about the weather. So we build everything tough. Our ships, our tools, our buildings, they have to be strong or they fail. And when they fail on Earth, people die. What are you saying? Velrus asked. I am saying I can get us there in 36 hours, Hana said. But it will not be comfortable for you. The acceleration will be hard. The gravity will increase. For humans, it will feel normal. For the rest of the crew, she paused. It will be painful. Velrus looked at the message still playing. He could hear the fear in the voice calling for help. He thought about the children on Sanctuary Prime. He thought about his oath as a captain. He was supposed to protect people. Will it kill us? He asked. No, Hana said. I will make sure of that. But you will wish you were dead for about a day and a half. Velrus made his decision. Do it. The next few minutes moved fast. Hana ran to the engine room. Tai went to help the medical bay prepare. The other humans on board, Quan and Na, were called from their duties. Velrus sent a message to all crew members, warning them what was coming. When Hana engaged the new speed, Velrus felt it immediately. The ship shook. His body felt like someone had placed a huge weight on his chest. He could barely lift his arms. Around him, other Kulani crew members made sounds of pain. Some fell to the floor, but the humans looked fine. Hana stood at her station, hands steady. She was not even breathing hard. It was like this was normal for her, because it was. This crushing weight that made Velrus want to cry was just another day for someone from Earth. "How do you live like this?" he gasped. Hana looked at him. For a moment, he saw something in her eyes. It was not cruelty. It was not pride. It was just acceptance. This was her life. This was what it meant to come from Earth. "You get used to it," she said. "Or you die." Most species that evolved on Earth died. 96% of everything that ever lived there is extinct. We are what is left. We are the ones who refuse to die. Velrus felt a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature. He was beginning to understand what it meant that humans came from a death world. They were not just strong, they were survivors. They were the winners of the most brutal competition in the galaxy. 36 hours to Sanctuary Prime, Hana announced. "I suggest everyone who is not human get some rest. You will need it." Velrus tried to stand. He could not. Tay appeared with a floating stretcher. "Come, Captain," the human doctor said kindly. "Let me help you to your quarters. We will get through this. We always do." As they carried him away, Velrus heard Hana talking to the other humans. Her voice was calm and steady. "Quan, check the hull every 6 hours. Nah, monitor the crew's health. If anyone starts to fail, let me know immediately. We are not losing anyone on this trip." The way she said it, Velrus believed her. Humans did not give up. They could not afford to. Their whole history was about refusing to surrender. The ship raced through space towards Sanctuary Prime. In his quarters, Velrus lay in pain and wondered. The galaxy thought it knew humans. They were new members of the coalition. They were interesting, but not important. They were from a dangerous world, but seemed friendly enough. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. The ship shook again. Velrus felt every vibration in his bones. Through his window, he could see the stars stretched into long lines. They were moving faster than any coalition ship should move. The engines screamed, the hull groaned. Everything sounded like it was about to break apart. But Hana had promised they would make it, and so far they were still alive. Quan appeared at Velrus's door. The human security officer carried tools and wore a suit for spacewalks. "Captain, we have some damage to the outer hull. Nothing serious, but I need to fix it before it gets worse." Velrus tried to sit up. Even that small movement felt like climbing a mountain. "You cannot go outside, not at this speed. The risk is acceptable," Quan finished. He smiled, and Velrus saw no fear in his eyes. "I have done worse repairs in worse conditions. There was this typhoon back on Earth off the coast where I grew up. Waves as tall as this ship. Wind that could rip metal. I was 16 and our boat was sinking. I went outside to patch the hull in the middle of that storm." "That sounds terrifying," Velrus whispered. "It was," Quan agreed. "But we lived. You learn to work scared on Earth. Fear does not stop you. It just makes you more careful." He left before Velrus could argue. Through his window, Velrus watched Quan attach his safety line and step out into space. The ship was moving so fast that the stars seemed to blur. One small mistake and Quan would be lost forever. But the human moved with confidence, his hands steady as he welded broken metal. 20 minutes later, Quan came back inside. He was not even breathing hard. In the medical bay, Na worked without rest. The alien crew members were suffering. The increased gravity made their bodies hurt. Some had trouble breathing, others could not eat. Na moved between them, checking vital signs, adjusting medications, speaking in a soft and calm voice. "You are doing great," she told a young Kulani navigator who was crying from the pain. "I know it hurts, but you are stronger than you think. Your body is adapting. Just keep breathing, in and out. Focus on that." The navigator looked at her with wide eyes. "How are you not suffering?" Na smiled. "Oh, I would be suffering on your home world. The low gravity would make me feel sick. My bones would start to weaken. My muscles would waste away. We all have different normal. This just happens to be mine. She moved to the next bed. An older researcher from a world with thick atmosphere was having trouble breathing. The ship's air felt thin to him. Na adjusted his oxygen mask and held his hand. My grandmother lived in the mountains, she said as she worked, so high up that visitors would get sick from the thin air. But she lived there her whole life. 78 years. Her body adapted. Yours will too for a little while. You can do this. Tay came to visit Velrus later that day. The human doctor brought food that would be easy to eat. He sat beside the captain's bed and talked about Earth. People think Earth is just dangerous, Tay said. And it is, but it is also beautiful. We have mountains that touch the sky, oceans deeper than your tallest buildings, forests where the trees are thousands of years old. Yes, there are storms and earthquakes and predators, but there is also sunrise over the ocean, the smell of rain, the sound of wind through grass. Why are you telling me this? Velrus asked. Because I see how you look at us, Tay said gently. Like we are weapons, like we are dangerous. And maybe we are. But we are also just people who love our home. We protect what we love. That is why we are racing to Sanctuary Prime. Not because we are warriors, because those people need help, and we cannot stand by and do nothing. Velrus felt tears in his eyes. I am sorry. You are right. I was afraid of you. That is okay, Tay said. Fear is smart. Fear keeps you alive. But so does trust. The hours crawled by. Velrus forced himself to eat. He forced himself to sleep. Every time he woke, the ship was still shaking, still racing forward. And every time, he saw humans moving through the halls like everything was normal. Hana barely left the engine room. She monitored every system, made tiny adjustments, pushed the ship to its absolute limit without crossing into disaster. Once every 6 hours, she walked through the ship to check on everyone. She never looked tired. On the second day, they received another message from Sanctuary Prime. This one was worse. The raiders had landed. Ground fighting had started. The colonists were trying to evacuate to shelters, but many were trapped. The voice on the message was different now. It was not scared. It was beyond scared. It was hopeless. Velrus managed to make it to the bridge. Every step hurt. Hana was there, along with Quan. They were watching the message with hard expressions. We need to go faster, Quan said. We cannot, Hana replied. We are already at maximum. Any more, and the ship will break apart. Then we work with what we have, Quan turned to Velrus. Captain, when we arrive, what weapons does this ship have? Velrus told him. It was not much. Some mining lasers. A few plasma charges meant for clearing debris. One small defensive gun. The Luminous Harbinger was a research ship. It was never meant for combat. That will have to do, Quan said. He looked at Hana. Can you use the mining lasers as weapons? Maybe, she said. They were not designed for it, but I can try to modify them. Good, do that. I will inventory everything we have that can be used as a weapon. Captain, how many fighters do you have on board? Fighters? Velrus felt confused. We have no military personnel, just researchers, scientists, students. Quan and Hana looked at each other. Something passed between them. An understanding. Then it is just us, Hana said. 4 humans against a raider army. 6, Tay said from the doorway. Nia and I can fight if needed. You are a doctor and a biologist, Velrus protested. We are humans, Tay corrected. On Earth, everyone learns to defend themselves, because you never know when you will need to. The storm does not care if you are a doctor. The predator does not care if you are a scientist. You fight or you die. Velrus felt that chill again. He was beginning to understand something important about humans. They did not have warriors and civilians. Not really. Every human was a warrior when they needed to be. Their whole species was built for survival. There is someone else, Na said, appearing behind Tai. Rin is on Sanctuary Prime. She was there studying their agriculture. Rin is a botanist, Velrus said. Rin is human, Na replied. She will fight if she is still alive. The way Na said it, so matter-of-fact, so certain, made Velrus realize something. The galaxy had no idea what humans were capable of. They seemed so friendly. They smiled and laughed. They were curious and kind. They followed coalition rules. They seemed harmless. But harmless things did not survive on Class 9 Deathworlds. Humans were not harmless. They were choosing to be peaceful. There was a difference. 6 hours to Sanctuary Prime, Hana announced. Everyone should prepare. This is going to be bad. Velrus pulled himself to his feet. His body screamed in pain, but he ignored it. He was the captain. He had to lead. "What do you need from me?" he asked the humans. "Stay safe," Quan said. "Keep the ship running. Get any survivors aboard. Leave the fighting to us." 4 humans against an army, Velrus said. "The odds are impossible." Quan smiled. It was not a nice smile. It was the smile of a predator about to hunt. "Captain," he said softly, "humans do not care about odds. We care about what is right, and we are very, very good at doing impossible things." The ship raced on through space. Ahead of them, Sanctuary Prime burned. Behind them, they left safety. And on the bridge, 4 humans prepared for war. Sanctuary Prime looked beautiful from space. Blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. It was a paradise world. Perfect temperature, calm weather, gentle seasons. The kind of planet most species dreamed about. But now, parts of it glowed orange with fire. The luminous harbinger dropped out of high speed. The sudden change in gravity made Velrus gasp with relief. Around him, other crew members cried with joy. The crushing weight was gone. But there was no time to celebrate. 37 ships in orbit, Hana reported. All Krethax design. They have the colony surrounded. Velrus looked at the screen. The Krethax ships were huge, dark, and covered in weapons. Each one could destroy the luminous harbinger easily. His ship was a tiny research vessel with almost no guns. "Get us close to the colony," Quan ordered. Then he caught himself. "Sorry, Captain, I meant—" "Do it," Velrus said. He trusted the humans now. They knew about fighting. He did not. A message came through from the surface. Commander Thexus, the head of colony security, appeared on the screen. He was from a species that looked like tall, thin cats. His fur was dirty and burned. Behind him, Velrus could hear explosions. "Luminous Harbinger, you need to leave," Thexus shouted. "The Krethax have already landed. We cannot hold them. Save yourselves." "How many raiders on the ground?" Quan asked, stepping forward. Thexus looked confused. "Who are you?" "Security Officer Quan." "How many?" "Maybe 300, but they are huge. Each one is the size of 3 of us. Armor, weapons, they are trained for war. My people—" His voice broke. "We are scientists, teachers. We have some weapons, but we do not know how to really fight. We are losing." "We are coming down," Quan said. "Are you insane? You cannot—" Thexus stopped. He was looking at Quan closely now. "Wait. Are you human?" "Yes." Something changed in Thexus's expression. "I have heard stories about your species, about your world." "Whatever you heard, it is probably true," Tai said, joining Quan. "Where is Rin? Dr. Rin, the botanist from Earth?" "In the agriculture center. Last I heard, she was still alive. But that sector is surrounded." "Then that is where we start," Na said. The 4 humans moved fast. They gathered weapons from the ship's small armory. Quan taught the others how to check each gun, how to hold it, how to shoot. They moved like they had done this before, but Velrus knew they had not. Hana was an engineer. Tai was a doctor. Na worked in medical research. Quan was security, but ship security, not military. Yet they all moved like soldiers. "Captain, we need a pilot," Quan said. "Someone who can fly in combat conditions. All our pilots are—" Velrus started to say. "Day!" Hana suddenly shouted. "I forgot about Day." She ran to communications and sent a message to the colony. A minute later, a face appeared on the screen. It was another human, younger, with a wide smile despite the chaos around him. "Hana, you made it," Day said. Relief flooded his voice. "Are you okay? Where are you?" In the landing bay, hiding behind a shuttle. The Kreethax have not found me yet. Is that your ship up there? Yes. Can you get to a fighter? Any fighter? Day's smile got wider. Oh, I can get to several fighters. 10 minutes later, 3 small colony defense fighters launched from the surface. Day was in the lead. His voice came over the radio, calm and steady. Luminous Harbinger, this is Day. I am coming to you with 2 civilian pilots. We are going to clear a path to the surface. Velrus watched in amazement as the 3 small fighters attacked the Kreethax ships. They should have been destroyed immediately. The Kreethax ships were bigger, stronger, better armed. But Day flew like he was insane. He dove between ships, flew too close to the planet's atmosphere, made turns that should have torn his fighter apart. The Kreethax tried to follow, but they flew carefully by the rules. Day did not follow rules. Hana, remember that storm? Day called over the radio. His fighter was spinning, firing, diving. The one where we met? The hurricane? How could I forget? Hana replied. She was working on something at her station, her hands flying over controls. This is easier than that. A Kreethax ship exploded, then another. Day was not just surviving, he was winning. The 2 civilian pilots followed his lead, copying his moves. They were not as good, but they were getting better fast. Path is clear, Day reported. Get down here. Rin needs help. The luminous Harbinger dropped toward the surface. Hana had modified the mining lasers like she promised. They fired at a Kreethax ship that got too close. The laser cut through its hull like paper. The ship spun away, trailing smoke. Nice shot, Day cheered. They landed near the agriculture center. Quan, Tay, and Na grabbed weapons and ran out. Velrus wanted to go with them, but he could barely walk after the high-speed journey. He stayed on the bridge with Hana, watching through cameras. The agriculture center was on fire. Kreethax raiders surrounded it. They were huge, just like Thexus said. They wore black armor and carried weapons that could destroy walls. They moved slowly, confidently. They knew they had won. Then Quan arrived. Velrus had never seen anything like it. Quan did not fight like a soldier. He fought like a wild animal. He used cover, traps, tricks. He moved fast, never staying in one place. He shot when he had a clear target and hid when he did not. He made the Kreethax chase him into areas where their size worked against them. Tai and Na fought differently, but just as well. Tay stayed back, studying the Kreethax, calling out weak spots in their armor. Na moved from cover to cover, her shots careful and precise. They worked together like they could read each other's minds. I do not understand, Velrus said. They are researchers, not soldiers. All humans are soldiers when they need to be, Hana said. She was still working on her station. On Earth, you do not get to choose whether to fight. Nature does not give you that choice. You fight or you die. So we all learn. Even children learn. The Kreethax were getting angry now. They stopped being careful. They charged forward, trying to use their size and strength. That was a mistake. Quan had led them right where he wanted them. An explosion rocked the building. Half of the Kreethax went down. Trap, Hana explained, seeing Velrus's shocked expression. Quan is good at traps. The Kreethax started to retreat. They were not used to prey that fought back so hard. They were used to easy victims. But humans were not easy. Rin emerged from the agriculture center. She was small for a human, with dirt covering her clothes and face. She carried a rifle and had bags slung over her shoulder. When she saw the other humans, she ran to them. Took you long enough, she said, but she was smiling. Are you hurt? Na asked, checking her over. Few burns, nothing serious, but I have something better than that. She held up one of the bags. Remember, I am a botanist. I know plants. And this planet has some very interesting plants. Plants with poisons, plants that burn, plants that explode when you heat them up. She had been making weapons. A scientist who studied flowers had turned into a bomb maker because she needed to. That is very human of you, Tay said, and Rin laughed. More Kreethax were coming. The humans gathered together, forming a defensive position. Commander Thexus appeared with some of his security forces. They looked at the humans with awe. "You are actually pushing them back," Thexus said. "We are just getting started," Quan replied. On the luminous Harbinger, an alarm rang. Hana checked her screens and her face went pale. "Captain, we have a big problem," she said. "Long-range sensors just picked up the main Krethax fleet. 20 warships. They will be here in 1 hour." Velrus felt his heart sink. 4 humans on the ground had done amazing things. But 20 warships? That was impossible. That was suicide. He told Quan over the radio. There was a long pause. Then Quan's voice came back, steady and calm. "Then we have 1 hour to show them why you do not attack a colony protected by Deathworlders." Velrus did not understand. They could not win. The numbers did not work. The math was clear. But then he remembered. Humans did not care about math. They cared about what was right. And somehow, impossibly, they kept surviving. The Krethax fleet appeared like a dark cloud blotting out the stars. 20 massive warships, each one bristling with weapons. On the bridge of the luminous Harbinger, every alarm was screaming. Velrus felt his hands shaking. This was the end. They had saved some people, but now they would all die together. "Hana, get back to the ship," Quan called over the radio. "We need you up there." "On my way," she replied. Velrus watched her run through the corridors. She did not look scared. How could she not be scared? They were about to face 20 warships with 1 research vessel and 3 tiny fighters. Hana reached the bridge and immediately started working. Her fingers danced across the controls. "Captain, I need you to trust me. Can you do that?" "Yes," Velrus said. He had learned to trust humans. "Good. I am going to fly us into the atmosphere, the lower atmosphere, where the storms are." Velrus looked at the planet below. Sanctuary Prime was a calm world, but even calm worlds had weather. In the lower atmosphere, there were winds and lightning. Not as bad as Earth storms, but bad enough that no ship should fly there. "That will destroy us," Velrus whispered. "It will destroy their ships," Hana corrected. "Ours is built to Earth standards. We can survive it. They cannot." Day's voice came over the radio. "I like this plan. I really like this plan." "You would," Hana replied. "You are insane. I learned from the best." The Krethax fleet sent a message. The voice was deep and full of contempt. "Unknown vessel, you are ordered to surrender. You cannot win. We are the Krethax. We have conquered 100 worlds." Hana opened a channel. "This is the Coalition research vessel, Luminous Harbinger. We do not surrender. We do not run. And you just made a big mistake." "What mistake?" the Krethax commander asked. "You attacked a colony under human protection." There was a pause. Then laughter. "Humans? The species from the Death World? You are researchers, scientists. You are not warriors." "No," Hana agreed. "We are worse. We are survivors." She cut the channel and dove the ship toward the planet. The Krethax fleet followed, confident they could destroy 1 small ship. That was their second mistake. The storms hit them like a wall. Lightning flashed all around, wind grabbed the ship and tried to throw it. Rain hammered the hull. Velrus closed his eyes and prayed to gods he was not sure existed. But Hana flew like she was born in the storm. She knew exactly how much the ship could take. She knew when to fight the wind and when to let it carry them. She had learned to fly on Earth, where every flight was a battle against nature. Behind them, the Krethax ships struggled. They were built for space combat, not atmospheric flying. They were too big, too heavy. The wind threw them around. Lightning struck their shields. One ship tried to climb back to space. Another tried to follow Hana's path. Both failed. Day and his fighters joined the chaos. They flew through the storm like fish through water. The Krethax could not target them. Every time they tried to fire, lightning blinded their sensors or wind threw off their aim. But Day could target them just fine. "Their armor is weaker at the joints," Tay called from the surface. He was watching sensor data, analyzing everything. "Hit them where the sections connect." Day followed the advice. His shots found weak points. Krethak's ships started falling from the sky. On the ground, the battle had changed. The Krethak's raiders knew their fleet was losing. They fought harder, more desperate. Quan and his team were pinned down in the agriculture center. Na was running low on ammunition. Rin's homemade explosives were almost gone. "We need to fall back," Commander Thexus said. "We need to evacuate." "No," Quan said firmly. "We hold here. If we run, they will hunt us down." "But we cannot win." "We are already winning. Look at them. They are scared." Velrus checked the ground cameras. Quan was right. The Krethaks were moving differently now. They were being careful. They were not sure anymore. They had never fought an enemy like this before. An enemy that should be weak but somehow was not. An enemy from a world so terrible it made them into something unstoppable. In the medical center, Na found something that made her stop cold. A small shelter, hidden behind rubble. Inside were 4 children. 3 were alien species, huddled together and crying. The 4th was a human boy, maybe 6 years old. He was standing guard with a piece of broken pipe. "It is okay," Na said gently. "I am here to help." The boy lowered his weapon. "Are you human too?" "Yes. What is your name?" "Sung. These are my friends. I was protecting them." Na looked around the shelter. There were signs of a fight, scratches on the walls, blood on the floor, not human blood. "Sung, did a Krethax find you?" The boy nodded. "He was big, but I hit him in the knee. It made a crunching sound. He ran away." Na stared at this small child. He had fought a Krethax warrior, an armored giant with nothing but a pipe, and he won. Because he was human, because giving up was not in his nature. "You are very brave," she said. "My dad says humans do not leave people behind," Sung replied. "These are my friends. I could not leave them." Na took the children to safety. She called Quan and told him what Sung had done. Over the radio, she heard Quan laugh. It was not a happy laugh. It was the laugh of someone who understood. "A 6-year-old human just did what most soldiers could not," he said. "We are definitely winning this." In space, the Krethax fleet was breaking apart. Half their ships were destroyed or disabled. The others were trying to escape. But Hana was not letting them go. She chased them through the storm, her modified mining lasers cutting through their armor. Day and his fighters hunted the rest. The Krethax commander sent one last message. His voice was different now, afraid. "What are you?" he demanded. "Your databases say you are a young species, not even 50 years in the coalition. You should not be this strong." "We are from Earth," Hana said simply. "Look it up." There was silence. Then Velrus heard the commander speaking to someone else, reading from a database. His voice got quieter and quieter as he read. Finally, he came back on the channel. "Class 9 Death World," he whispered. 96% extinction rate. Gravity 3 times galactic standard. Toxic atmosphere. Extreme weather. Megafauna predators. Diseases. Radiation. A long pause. "You survived all of that?" "We did not just survive," Hana said. "We thrived. We built cities. We made art. We learned to help each other. Because on a world like Earth, you survive together or you die alone. That is what you do not understand. You think strength is about weapons and armor. Real strength is about never giving up, never leaving people behind." The Krethax fleet jumped to hyperspace. They were running. They were beaten. On the ground, the Krethax raiders saw their ships leave. They knew they were abandoned. Most of them surrendered. A few tried to fight and were stopped quickly. By sunset, it was over. Velrus walked through the colony. His body still hurt from the high-speed journey, but he needed to see. The damage was terrible. Buildings burned. People were wounded, but they were alive. 3,000 civilians survived because 4 humans refused to give up. He found the humans gathered together. Quan, Hana, Tai, Na, Day, and Rin. They were dirty, tired, and hurt. But they were smiling. Sung and his 3 alien friends were with them. The little human boy was showing his friends how he fought the Krethax. "You saved us," Velrus said. "We saved each other," Tay corrected gently. "Your crew got us here. Thexus and his people fought beside us. Day's civilian pilots learned fast and followed orders. This was everyone working together. But you led the way. You showed us how. Quan shrugged. We just did what any human would do. Someone needed help. We helped. Velrus looked up at the sky. The stars were coming out. Somewhere up there, the Krethax fleet was running. They would tell stories about this day. About the humans who came from a death world. About the researchers who fought like demons. About the species that refused to surrender. The galaxy is going to hear about this, Velrus said. Good, Hana replied. Maybe next time raiders will think twice before attacking innocent people. Na was treating Sung's minor cuts. The boy looked up at Velrus. Are all humans like you? He asked. Like us? Na smiled. No, we are pretty normal for humans. There are billions of us on Earth, each one different. But we all share one thing. What is that? We all come from a world that tried to kill us every single day. And we are all still here. That is what makes us human. We survive. We endure. We protect each other. The alien children looked at Sung with new respect. He was one of them, a Deathworlder. Someone who came from hell and learned to smile anyway. Velrus left them there and walked back to his ship. Everything hurt. He was exhausted, but he was alive. They were all alive. And he had learned something important about his human crew. They were not just colleagues anymore. They were family. And you did not abandon family. That was the human way. 6 months after the Battle of Sanctuary Prime, Ambassador Yun stood before the Coalition Council. The chamber was enormous, filled with representatives from 200 different species. All of them were watching her. Some with curiosity, some with fear, some with respect. Yun was calm. She had given many speeches in her career, but this one mattered more than most. The recording of the battle had spread across the galaxy. Everyone had seen it. Everyone had questions. The High Counselor Mervath spoke first. He was old and wise, from a species that valued peace above all else. Ambassador Yun, thank you for coming. We have reviewed the events at Sanctuary Prime. Your people showed remarkable courage. Thank you, Counselor. But we also have concerns. Some members of this council believe humans are too dangerous. They want restrictions, monitoring. Some even suggest that Earth should be isolated until we better understand your species. Yun had expected this. She took a breath and began. Honorable Council, I understand your fears. You watched 6 humans defeat an army. You saw us fight in conditions that would kill most species. You saw our ships survive what should have destroyed them. And you are afraid. She paused, looking at each council member. But fear is good. Fear keeps you alive. We know this better than anyone. Everything on Earth is afraid. The prey fears the predator. The predator fears starvation. Humans fear the storm, the earthquake, the disease. Fear is the reason we survived. She activated a hologram. Images of Earth appeared above the council floor. Beautiful oceans, towering mountains, deep forests. This is our home. Yes, it is a Class 9 death world. Yes, 96% of everything that ever lived there is extinct. But look closer. See the cities we built, the art we created, the music, the stories, the science. We did not spend all our time fighting. We spent it living. More images appeared. Humans helping each other after disasters. Doctors treating patients, teachers with students, parents with children. You call us Deathworlders like it is a curse, like we are monsters. But we are just people who learn to survive in a hard place. And do you know what we learned? We learned that alone, we die. Together, we live. Every human knows this. It is taught from birth. You protect your family. You protect your tribe. You protect your species. She changed the images. Now they showed the Battle of Sanctuary Prime. But not the fighting. The moments after. Humans treating wounded aliens. Sharing food. Comforting scared children. At Sanctuary Prime, we protected people who are not even human. Because we learned something else on Earth. Pack does not mean just your species. Pack means everyone you care about. And we care about the coalition. Yun saw some council members nodding, but others still looked worried. Some of you want to restrict us, monitor us, keep us separate, I understand. But consider this. The Krathaks had raided Coalition space for 20 years. They destroyed colonies, killed thousands, and no one could stop them until they met humans. Now they are gone. They spread the word to every raider group in the galaxy. Stay away from Coalition space. Why? Because humans protect it. She walked forward, closer to the council. You can isolate Earth. You can fear us. Or you can understand that Deathworlders do not want to conquer. We want to protect. We have seen too much death, we have lost too much. The last thing we want is more violence. But if violence comes, if innocent people need help, we will be there. Not because we are warriors, because we refuse to let others suffer alone. The chamber was silent. Then High Counselor Mervath spoke. What you say is compelling, Ambassador. But actions speak louder than words. How do we know humans will not become a threat? Yoon smiled. Because we have already shown you. Captain Velrus, please stand. Velrus rose from the audience. He walked to stand beside Yoon. He looked healthier now, recovered from the brutal journey. But something else was different. He stood taller, more confident. Captain Velrus commanded the ship that saved Sanctuary Prime, Yoon said. Captain, please tell the council what you told me. Velrus cleared his throat. After the battle, I could have requested that the humans on my crew be transferred. I could have asked for a different assignment. Instead, I requested more human crew members. I now have 12 humans serving on the Luminous Harbinger. They are the finest crew I have ever worked with. Why? Counselor Mervath asked. Because they saved my life. They saved 3,000 civilians. And in the months since, I have watched them work. They are brilliant engineers, dedicated scientists, careful researchers. Yes, they can fight. But most of the time, they choose not to. They choose to help, to teach, to protect. The galaxy fears them because they are strong. I trust them because they are kind. Other voices joined in. Commander Thexus spoke about how humans had trained his security forces. Not to be killers, but to be protectors. Dr. Na had started a program sharing human medical techniques with alien doctors. Quan was teaching survival skills to Coalition explorers. One by one, aliens who had worked with humans stood and spoke. They told stories not of violence, but of humans who went out of their way to help, who stayed late to solve problems, who shared their food, their knowledge, their time. A young Kulani scientist stood. I work with Dr. Tay. He is teaching me about Earth biology. Last week I asked him why humans help so much. He said it is because on Earth, the ones who helped survived. The ones who only cared about themselves died. So humans evolved to be helpers. It is in their nature. Counselor Mervath listened to everything. Finally, he spoke. It seems we have misjudged humans. We saw only their strength and feared it. We did not see their heart. That is okay, Yoon said gently. Fear is natural. We were afraid of you too when we first joined the Coalition. Afraid we would not fit in. Afraid you would reject us because we are different. But you accepted us. You gave us a chance. All we ask is that you continue to do so. The Council voted. It was not even close. Earth would remain a full Coalition member. No restrictions, no monitoring. Instead, a new program would begin. Human crew members would be offered positions on every Coalition vessel that wanted them. Human techniques for survival, medicine, and engineering would be shared. The title they gave humans was simple: First Responders. When danger came, humans would be the first to answer the call. Yoon left the council chamber and took a shuttle to Sanctuary Prime. She wanted to see the colony's recovery with her own eyes. The gardens were growing back. New buildings stood where old ones had burned. Children played in the streets. She found Sung in a park. The human boy was now 7. He was playing with a group of alien children, teaching them a game from Earth. When he saw Yoon, he ran over. Ambassador? Did you hear? I'm starting school next month. I did hear. Are you excited? Very. I want to be a pilot like Day, or an engineer like Hana, or maybe a doctor like Na. I cannot decide. Yoon laughed. You have time to choose. What do your alien friends want to be? Tala wants to be a teacher. Bix wants to study stars. Oren wants to grow food. We are all going to work together when we grow up. Protect the colony. Protect each other. Yoon felt tears in her eyes. This was the future. Different species, learning from each other. Protecting each other. All because humans had shown it was possible. She walked to the memorial that had been built. It listed the names of everyone who died in the attack. At the top were carved simple words: they were not forgotten. They were avenged. They were saved. Beside the memorial, a tree grew. It was from Earth, brought by the humans. Its roots dug deep into Sanctuary Prime soil. It would grow tall and strong here, just like humans had. Hana and Day were there, their arms around each other, watching the sunset. Beautiful evening, Yoon said, joining them. It is, Hana agreed. Peaceful. Do you miss the excitement, the adventure? Day laughed. No, we have had enough adventure for a while. Right now, we are happy just being here. Being alive, being together. That is very human of you. It is not it? Hana smiled. After surviving something, you appreciate the quiet moments more, the simple things. Time with people you love. That is what Earth taught us. Every day is a gift. Every moment matters. A message came through on Yoon's communicator. Another coalition ship, far away, was in trouble. Engine failure in a dangerous area. They needed help. The nearest ship that could reach them was the Luminous Harbinger. Captain Velrus was already changing course. His human crew was already preparing. Quan was checking equipment. Tai was reading about the area. Na was getting the medical bay ready. They did not hesitate. They did not complain. Someone needed help, so they went. That was the human way. Yoon looked at the memorial again, at the tree growing beside it, at the children playing in the park. 10 years from now, this would be normal. Human ships would be everywhere. Human techniques would be standard. Human ideas about protecting each other would spread. But they would always be known as the Deathworlders, the ones who came from hell and learned to smile, the ones who turned their trauma into strength, the ones who protected others because they knew, better than anyone, what it meant to need protection. Sung ran past, chasing his friends. He was laughing, free and happy. He did not remember the Krethaks attacking. He did not remember the fear. He only remembered that humans came. They saved everyone. They taught him that being strong meant protecting the weak. That was the legacy of Deathworlders. Not violence, not conquest. Just a simple truth that Earth had beaten into every human who ever lived. You survive together, or you die alone. And humans had absolutely no intention of dying. Somewhere in the galaxy, an SOS went out. A ship in trouble, people afraid, hoping someone would hear, hoping someone would come, and somewhere, humans heard it. They changed course without being asked. They prepared without being ordered. They went without hesitation, because that was what Deathworlders did. They answered the call. Every time. Without fail. The galaxy had learned. When you need help, pray that humans hear you, because they will come. Through storms, through danger, through impossible odds. They will come, and nobody gets left behind.